The Song in the Void. Deep in the outskirts of the Carina Nebula, the research vessel Starweaver drifted silently through the cosmic ballet of gases and stardust. Commander Sarah Chen stood at the observation deck, her dark eyes fixed on the swirling colors before her. The ship's sensitive instruments had detected something unprecedented, patterns in the electromagnetic radiation that defied natural explanation. "Commander," called Dr. James Morris, the ship's lead physicist, his voice trembling with excitement. "The patterns, they're becoming more organized. It's like nothing we've ever seen before." Sarah moved to the main console, where complex waveforms danced across the holographic display. What had started as subtle anomalies 3 weeks ago had evolved into something that seemed almost intentional. The radiation pulses followed mathematical sequences too precise to be random, yet too complex to be artificial signals from any known civilization. "It's communicating," whispered Dr. Elena Rodriguez, the xenolinguist who had joined their expedition 6 months ago. Her fingers flew across the interface, tracking the evolving patterns. "But not with radio waves or light, it's using the very fabric of spacetime to create these harmonics." The discovery had been accidental. Starweaver had been mapping gravitational waves when they first detected the anomalies. Now, 3 weeks later, the entire scientific community was buzzing with theories about what they'd found. Some suggested it was a new type of stellar phenomenon. Others whispered about ancient alien artifacts. The truth, as they would soon discover, was far more extraordinary. "Look at this," Elena pointed to a new pattern emerging in the data. "The sequences are adapting to our observation methods. It's learning how we measure it, and adjusting its output to become more visible to our instruments." Sarah felt a chill run down her spine. In 15 years of deep space exploration, she'd never encountered anything like this. The entity, whatever it was, wasn't just sending signals, it was actively trying to establish contact. "Dr. Morris, begin preparations for a focused quantum resonance scan," Sarah ordered. "Dr. Rodriguez, continue monitoring for any changes in the pattern structure. If this entity is truly attempting communication, we need to show we're listening." The next 48 hours aboard Starweaver were a blur of activity. The science team worked in shifts, analyzing data and refining their detection methods. With each passing hour, the patterns grew more complex, more beautiful. They began to manifest as visible phenomena, sheets of light that rippled through space like aurora borealis on a cosmic scale. Then came the breakthrough. "Commander." Elena's voice crackled over the ship's comm system at 0300 hours. "You need to see this immediately." When Sarah reached the lab, she found the entire night shift gathered around the main holotank. Within it, the latest data had resolved into something impossible, a three-dimensional mathematical model that slowly rotated in the air. It was beautiful and terrifying at once, a structure that seemed to bridge the gap between organic and geometric forms. "It's a self-portrait," Elena explained, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's showing us what it is." The entity they had discovered wasn't a phenomenon or an artifact. It was alive, a being of pure energy and consciousness that existed in the spaces between stars. And now, after millennia of solitude, it had found someone to talk to. As Sarah stared at the hologram, she realized that humanity's understanding of life, consciousness, and their place in the universe was about to change forever. The Song in the Void had found its audience, and the concert was just beginning. "Send a message to Earth," Sarah commanded, her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. "Tell them we've made first contact. And it's nothing like what we expected." The Starweaver's powerful transmitters began broadcasting their discovery toward home, while around them, the cosmic entity continued its ethereal dance through the nebula, painting the void with light and mathematics. Humanity's greatest adventure was about to begin. Harmonies of light and thought. The following weeks aboard Starweaver transformed the ship into humanity's most advanced concert hall. The entity, which the crew had begun calling Symphony, demonstrated an understanding of physics that made Earth's most brilliant minds seem like children playing with blocks. Dr. Morris spent hours translating symphony's mathematical expressions into visual data. The results were staggering: complete theories of quantum gravity, solutions to dark matter distribution, and concepts that human science hadn't even imagined yet. But it wasn't just raw data. Symphony presented each revelation as an intricate dance of light and energy. "It's teaching us," Elena explained during a staff briefing. "But not just facts and figures. It's showing us how everything connects: matter, energy, consciousness, space-time itself. The mathematics are just one layer of a much deeper communication." Sarah watched as Symphony's latest transmission played across the holotank. The entity had learned to modulate its energy patterns to interface directly with their systems, creating displays that merged art and science in ways that defied description. Streams of quantum data flowed like rivers of light, forming complex geometric patterns that shifted and evolved as they watched. The breakthrough came when Symphony began responding to music. When the crew played classical compositions, the entity replied with its own interpretations, symphonies of light and mathematics that expanded on the original themes in impossible ways. Bach became an exploration of orbital mechanics. Mozart transformed into a thesis on quantum entanglement. But with each passing day, a troubling question grew louder in Sarah's mind: why now? Why had Symphony chosen this moment to make contact? The answer arrived with devastating clarity during their 4th week of communication. The approaching storm. Symphony's behavior changed suddenly. Its usual elegant patterns became urgent, almost frantic. The beautiful mathematical dances gave way to repeated sequences that Elena recognized as warning signals. "It's trying to show us something," she said, manipulating the holographic display. "Look at these patterns, they're similar to how it describes spatial disturbances, but on a massive scale." Dr. Morris's face went pale as he analyzed the data. "Commander, these calculations, they're describing a wave of dark energy approaching our galaxy. According to these figures, it will begin affecting our region of space within 50 years. The implications were staggering. Symphony wasn't just making first contact, it was trying to warn humanity. The entity had detected something that their instruments couldn't yet see, a cosmic event that threatened not just Earth, but every star system in the Milky Way. Sarah ordered immediate transmission of the data to Earth, but Symphony wasn't finished. Its next series of communications contained something even more extraordinary: a possible solution. The entity began sharing designs for technology that could theoretically manipulate dark energy fields, creating protective barriers around star systems. "This is why it reached out," Elena whispered. "It's trying to help us survive." The crew worked tirelessly, translating Symphony's complex instructions into something Earth scientists could understand. But time was against them. According to Symphony's calculations, humanity would need to advance centuries in mere decades to have any hope of implementing the defensive measures in time. Bridges between stars. Earth's response to the Starweaver's transmissions was unprecedented. Within months, space agencies worldwide united under a single banner: the Stellar Defense Initiative. Symphony's warnings had accomplished what centuries of diplomacy couldn't: true global cooperation. The entity continued its tutorials, showing humanity how to manipulate quantum fields in ways that revolutionized physics overnight. Prototype generators based on Symphony's designs began producing microscopic dark energy shields in laboratories across Earth. But Symphony's greatest gift wasn't technological, it was perspective. Through its art-science communications, it showed humanity their true place in the cosmos. They weren't alone, weren't helpless. They were part of a larger community of consciousness that spanned the galaxy. "It's not just teaching us physics," Elena explained during a global broadcast. "It's teaching us how to think differently." Every transmission contains layers of meaning, scientific knowledge wrapped in philosophical insights, technological blueprints encoded in musical patterns. Sarah watched as Symphony demonstrated its latest lesson, a complex theory of consciousness that suggested mind and matter were more deeply connected than anyone had imagined. The entity's own existence proved that consciousness could arise in forms vastly different from biological life. But as humanity raced to implement Symphony's defensive technologies, questions remained. How many other entities like Symphony existed? Had they helped other civilizations face this threat? And most importantly, would humanity be ready when the dark energy wave arrived? The Starweaver's crew worked tirelessly, serving as bridges between two vastly different forms of intelligence. With each passing day, Symphony's teachings brought humanity closer to the stars, and closer to survival. The price of knowledge. The global implementation of Symphony's technology progressed faster than anyone had dared hope. Around the world, massive quantum field generators rose from deserts and oceans, their designs a perfect fusion of human engineering and Symphony's cosmic wisdom. But success came with unexpected consequences. As humanity's understanding of dark energy manipulation grew, they began detecting other entities like Symphony throughout the galaxy. These cosmic beings had remained invisible to conventional sensors, their energy patterns indistinguishable from background radiation until Symphony taught humanity how to look. Not all of them were friendly. "We're picking up discordant patterns," Elena reported one morning, her face drawn with concern. "They're similar to Symphony's communications, but wrong somehow. Like hearing a familiar song played out of tune." The discordant signals grew stronger. Symphony's own patterns became agitated, conveying urgent warnings through increasingly complex mathematical sequences. Through their improved detection systems, they discovered the truth: some entities opposed sharing knowledge with biological life forms. Dr. Morris decoded a particularly dense transmission from Symphony that revealed the full scope of the situation. "There's a schism," he explained during an emergency briefing. "Some entities believe biological civilizations should face the dark energy wave without assistance. They see it as a natural filter, a test of which species deserve to survive." Sarah watched as Symphony demonstrated the growing conflict through elaborate light shows that transformed the space around Starweaver. The opposing entities were approaching, their own energy patterns warping the quantum fields around them. "They're not just coming to stop Symphony," Elena realized. "They're coming to evaluate us." The test of harmony. As the opposing entities drew closer, Symphony began teaching humanity something new, not just how to manipulate dark energy, but how to sing with it. The process required a complete reimagining of what technology could be. The quantum field generators on Earth were redesigned, their cold precision replaced with flowing, organic patterns that mimicked Symphony's natural resonance. Scientists learned to tune them like massive instruments, creating harmonies that rippled through spacetime itself. "It's not about forcing the energy to obey us," Elena explained to a gathered council of world leaders. "It's about joining the universe's own song, becoming part of its natural flow." When the opposing entities finally arrived, they found something unexpected. Humanity hadn't just copied Symphony's technology, they'd understood its essence. The quantum field generators weren't weapons or shields, but instruments in a cosmic orchestra. Sarah stood at Starweaver's command center, watching as waves of dark energy from the hostile entities clashed against Earth's harmonious fields. The planet's new defenses didn't fight back, they adapted, absorbed, transformed. Each attack became part of Earth's song, woven into an ever more complex symphony of light and mathematics. Symphony itself moved to join Earth's defense, its patterns merging with the planetary network in ways that transformed both. The hostile entities found themselves facing not a primitive civilization desperately copying advanced technology, but a true partnership between biological and energy-based life. Beyond the final movement. The conflict ended not with victory or defeat, but with understanding. The opposing entities, witnessing humanity's grasp of cosmic harmony, withdrew their objections. Some even joined Symphony in teaching humanity, each bringing their own unique perspectives and knowledge. Earth's quantum field network evolved into something far beyond its original purpose. While it would indeed protect against the approaching dark energy wave, it also served as a bridge between civilizations, a way for biological and energy-based life to share experiences and knowledge. We thought we were learning how to survive, Elena reflected during the 10th anniversary of First Contact. But we were really learning how to live, not just as a species, but as part of the universe itself. Sarah, now Admiral Chen, often returned to Starweaver's observation deck, watching Symphony's endless dance through the nebula. The entity had shown humanity that survival wasn't about power or technology, but about harmony, with each other, with the cosmos, with life in all its infinite forms. The dark energy wave would still come, but Earth would not face it alone. Around the galaxy, other civilizations were learning the same lessons, joining the cosmic symphony in their own unique ways. Together, they would weather the coming storm not through force, but through unity. As Symphony demonstrated its latest cosmic dance, transforming nearby space into a living artwork of light and mathematics, Sarah smiled. The universe wasn't just stranger than they had imagined, it was more beautiful than they had ever dreamed. The song that began in the void had become a universal chorus, and humanity had found its voice at last.